Okay, we're going to take a look at a Dawn of War Soulstorm game. The map is Blood River, and I'm playing Eldar as usual against an opponent who is Space Marines. And I've done a couple of commentaries on Eldar vs Space Marines before, but I want to come back to the matchup again. This particular game is fairly short and sharp. It's a bit one-sided, but what I want to talk about in this game is a bit of Dawn of War strategy that I'm learning at the moment. And people may like to comment on it, but I just want to sort of talk about the rate at which a player techs up in this game. And that's going to be my focus of this commentary. How fast do you tech up, and what do you do in the early game with that kind of strategy in mind? And the reason I'm taking this angle is because lately I've been losing some games against people who seem to out-tech me, and what I'm doing is I'm reinforcing my squads with Overwatch a lot early game, and I'm not able to afford the anti-vehicle stuff as much as I'd like earlier game, and I get stomped by Wraith Lords or Dreadnoughts or Land Speeders or whatever. And having a look at some replays, it's really dawned on me, nice pun, Luke, but it's made me realize that a lot of players really just try to get away with the minimum number of units and squads they can early game, get the listing posts, and don't reinforce their squads at all unless they absolutely have to keep them alive. And that allows them to get to the sort of the vehicle buildings a lot more quickly. So I'm trying that out this game. I'm playing Eldar versus Space Marines, as you've seen. Gone for a quick squad of scouts, not scouts, rangers. Eldar rangers is what I meant. And I've got 2 squads of guardians just to go around to capture the points. No more than that. I'm not going to get a fast here. I'm going straight to Dark Reapers right after the rangers to give me some actual fighting units. But for now, the rangers are coming in to harass. This is very typical Eldar versus Space Marine stuff. It allows me to really disrupt their points capturing while he waits for these little scuttle probes to detect the rangers. So here's me in his base with the rangers, sniping away. Killed an entire group of scouts there because he didn't reinforce them. And of course, although it's quite subtle, killing a couple of scout units forces your opponent to actually spend requisition on them. To reinforce them. And at this point I've been spotted. There's a skull probe coming in, so a group of Space Marines in his base has just ushered my rangers away. But I've only added a single ranger to my group just to add extra firepower, make sure I get the kills. And sort of elsewhere on the map I'm creating a squad of Dark Reapers, which I'm not going to reinforce, not reinforcing the Guardians. I'm not going for too many LP2s, by that I mean listening posts upgraded to level 2 with the guns on them. I'm only going to upgrade listening posts on level 2 on 1 post to give me some defense. And here are the Dark Reapers waiting for the scouts, the Space Marines to charge across the map and intercept me here. So this, initially I'm going to run away until I've actually got another squad prepared. But again, the Rangers have returned, and again shooting at the Space Marines in his base because the Skull Probe has left the area. So doing pretty well here to harass him. I admit that this is definitely not the best player or anything that I'm facing off against, but I really want to sort of talk about later on the sort of the strategy of not rushing all out and defending any kind of pressure he puts on in the most minimal way to afford very quick support portals, very quick soul shrine before that. And allowing to do it. So harassing over here with Dark Reapers, just staying out of range of any listing post stuff, and making sure he has to get into the negative cover for me to be able to shoot him. Visuals aren't particularly clear because I've chosen Ulthway as the colour scheme. Got a second group of Dark Reapers. As you can see, there's only 3 guys per squad. Haven't bothered to reinforce it all, haven't bothered to get an Exarch because the plan here is not to commit fully to combat. Like, I'm not trying to overrun him at all. I'm just trying to keep pressure on him, make him run around the map, make sure he's not sort of capping points at a rate which is too much faster than me and getting all the critical locations. I've actually managed to secure 1 relic down the bottom right side of the map, and the relic up the top left here, which we're sort of fighting over right now, isn't being captured, and I know I can't hold it because his forces are there. I've got my rangers on fleet of foot. Yes, I know that you're not meant to have fleet of foot while you're shooting, but at this point I'm actually just pursuing them. I'm not really ready to commit to firing with the rangers yet, and there I've taken it off because at this point I am ready to fire, so they start making some shots, but since they haven't really got any support and they have been revealed by the skull probe, I've removed fleet of foot and I'm heading back again. So at this point, he's entrenched himself in this little crater, hard cover there, and this is just in range of, well, just out of range of my base, and this will allow him to capture that relic on his side of the map. So he's really got half of his map. I've got half of mine, but I haven't really spent that much on troops, and this is a departure from what I usually do, like as a Dawn of War player, and I mean I'm still learning. What I would usually do is get more squads, and just get as many Dark Reaper squads as I can, and I'd max them all out, get X touches for them, and I have not done that, so I've actually got a lot more in the way of resources than I normally would, and here I am building a Soul Shrine with a couple of Bone Singers, wanting to create some more Bone Singers to maximize the speed at which I get there, because I'm trying to tech up very quickly now. I'm getting the maximum of 4 Bone Singers, that's the worker unit for the Eldar, and they're all going to work on that Soul Shrine. Really trying to get that up as quickly as I can, because if I delay for ages, then he might, get tick of his own or get too many squads and start to overrun me. But he's content to just hang out in this crater here. I mean, as you can see, he could be doing a lot more things to get in control of this game. Not the best player, but again, I've said this already, I really just want to sort of talk about strategy here, and because I can see he's only really got one decent squad of tactical Marines and a Force Commander, I'm attacking at this point with a lot of Guardians and Dark Reapers, because my Guardians, crucially, have captured all of the points that they can around the map, and I'm free to actually bog him down in combat, so all of my forces are firing at him. Unfortunately, he's in hard cover here, but I've got so many squads, I've really decided just to lay waste to him anyway. His squad morale's broken because of my Rangers doing intense morale damage, and it stays that way thanks to the many squads attacking there. So he's really losing out here. His Force Commander is holding off the line for a while, and he's brought in some reinforcements at long last, but they're really too late, because I've really wiped out that squad, and fortunately, because I built that Soul Shrine so quickly, I'm now on a support portal already. And this is the crux of the strategy that I'm talking about in this commentary, is that I've already got to support portal, and he hasn't actually gotten vehicles of his own yet, and he hasn't got any kind of tech that allows him to build rocket launchers or anything that to contend with Wraith Lords. So now, because I've built plasma generators at the back of my base, I hopefully have got that global upgrade to plasma power generation. I'll be able to afford Wraith Lords en masse and really take the game quite easily. So that's the theory of it, and if anybody wants to make comments about the theory about sort of countering this kind of strategy and improving this kind of strategy, I'm all ears to that. As you can see, the support portal's kicking into life. And because again, I really haven't built so many squads, haven't had to constantly reinforce them. You do have to waste a lot of requisition and power on squads when you're bogged into combat, and you're constantly replenishing the numbers. Over here on the right-hand side of the map, I've upgraded to a War Shrine at the Relic to really protect that. And here comes the first Wraith Lord, so straight into combat. As you can see, he's only got bolters, and that Wraith Lord really isn't taking any punishment at all, and it can soak up the fire. In the meantime, my entire army can support it, just blasting away at the Marines, and despite the fact that they're in cover, that's not really going to help them against the Wraith Lord in combat, and he's just going to work. Meanwhile, opponent's got a squad of Marines on the opposite side of the map, and he's going for my War Shrine, and this is a really bad move. As you can see, he's not a very good player. Just going straight for the War Shrine. He hasn't even got any heavy bolters. He's just going to try and slowly wither it down. That's really going to cost him a lot of requisition, replenishing that squad. And there's the Space Marine Force Commander in combat with the Wraith Lord, and picking him up, just crushing him with his fist, throwing him away onto the ground. The game's so cinematic with sync kills. It's really nice. So yeah, now we get the pleasure of watching the Wraith Lord just run around and kill stuff, which is cool. And I've got a second Wraith Lord just sent it over to the right-hand side of the map to deal with the squad attacking my War Shrine, so absolutely no trouble for that Wraith Lord to deal with that single tactical squad there, no problem at all. And this is where the whole strategy comes into fruition, because I wasn't really under any serious threat from my opponent, because I got my units into good positions, I got some good scouting off with my Ranger, I built plenty of Bone Singers, and I was very economic and efficient with the way I managed my economy. Managed to get Wraith Lords very quickly, and this is the kind of strategy that people beat me with when I play other races like Chaos. Eldar players tend to beat me by doing this kind of stuff, so if people have got ideas on countering this kind of play or improving it, I'd like to hear from you. But for now, we're just going to enjoy the Wraith Lords just demolishing Space Marine armies. In fact, I mean, the game goes on for a couple more minutes, but in order for me to actually finish the commentary before it goes over the 11-minute mark, which is the maximum for YouTube uploading, well, it's 10 minutes 59 to be exact, I'm going to finish the commentary fairly quickly. The game ends fairly soon with me just wiping out of space. So there's no more strategy or combat in this particular commentary. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching this one. Hope you found it somewhat interesting. I certainly find this kind of stuff interesting, and I'll be improving my Eldar strategy in future, learning stuff as I go. I'm picking a lot of stuff up. And yeah, more StarCraft and Dawn of War coming up. I don't think I'll be doing any Warcraft for a little bit of a period of time, but I hope you enjoyed Todd vs. Grubby. Anyway, guys, this is Vaul signing out. See you later.